continues. The national emergency over COVID-19 is ending today. President Biden set today as the day several things will end when it comes to the COVID-19 response. There is no longer federal assistance for testing, vaccines, and treatment. Here in Kentucky, state health leaders say it is finally time to move past certain things, and one most noticeable has to do with information on the state website.
The website's going to change later today. There'll be less information on it. There'll be still some information, but the public should know we're still going to remain vigilant. We're going to keep tracking things and looking for trends, but it's time for society to move on and to stop focusing disproportionately on this one disease at this point.
Dr. Stack says most people have already moved past COVID, but if you get sick with it, health insurance, co-pays, or out-of-pocket expenses will come into play. Tourism in the Big Sandy Valley has seen a rebound as COVID-19 cases and regulations have declined. In 2020 and 21, during the height of the pandemic, tourism offices and bureaus saw a significant drop in visitors to the Big Sandy region. Then in 2022 and so far in 23, the numbers have climbed nearly back to normal. Pike County Tourism Executive Director Tony Tackett says although the tourism industry was hampered in 2020 and 21, it was not just big business that saw an impact.
When you're talking about less traffic and less people seeing historic sites, you're talking about mom and pops getting less business, storefronts, garages, fueling stations. So it hampers all of that in effect.
Tackett added that in just the past month, folks from 31 different states and 2 different countries have paid a visit to the mountains. We'll have more about this tonight at 6. One Pike County produce business is popping up in a new location, watching the business grow 10 years after opening its doors. Sweet Peas Produce opened a second location this week in Belfry, expanding on the success owners Barry and Betty Robinette have seen since opening their Pikeville location in 2013. The space brings something new to the Pond Creek Nation, planting the community favorite fruits and vegetables near Belfry High School.
When we went to Town Mountain, it was kind of overwhelming, and we outgrew that spot real fast. Been looking for a spot. We've got a lot of customers in the Belfry area, been looking for a place over here, found this property, decided to move over this way, and we've had a great response.
The Robinettes say it's been great to see the community support for their new venture, and they hope it will be fruitful for them and the community.
A mild and muggy afternoon continues across the mountains. Also watching out for a few showers at this hour as well. Here's a live look at Pinpoint Doppler. As you can see, most of us are dry, but a few showers, especially near the Mountain Parkway over portions of Powell County into Wolfe County as well. Also Lee County and Breathitt County, some showers there as well. Nothing severe, but some heavier rain is possible in Campton as we go over the next few minutes as those showers continue pushing off towards the east. Right now, our camera and hazard is not working, but we are warm. Current temperature is 81 degrees and most of us in the middle to lower 80s at this hour. 83 for Pikeville and Manchester, up to 78 for Jackson and London, 77 for Somerset, and up to 80 right now over in Clintwood in Southwest Virginia. If you have any plans to go out to dinner, you may have to dodge a few showers. It's not going to rain everywhere, but a few showers cannot be ruled out, and possibly a few strokes of lightning as well. Those temperatures stay warm in the upper 70s, falling into the middle 70s later on this evening. Watching out though for more showers by Friday, also into Mother's Day weekend, and once again some of those could be heavy as well. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Cameron, thank you. It's been more than 10 years since the story of Natalie Holloway was dominating the headlines. She's the young woman who disappeared in Aruba in 2005. The main suspect in her disappearance has been in a Peruvian jail, but that country has agreed to extradite him. CBS's Christina Ruffini has the story.
For more than 10 years, Jordan Vandersloot, the prime suspect in the 2005 unsolved disappearance of Natalie Holloway, has been at this high-security prison in Lima, Peru, serving a 28-year sentence for the 2010 murder of 21-year-old Stephanie Flores. But now Vandersloot faces temporary extradition to the U.S. on charges related to Holloway's disappearance. In 2010, Vandersloot was indicted in Alabama on extortion and wire fraud charges after prosecutors say he tried to force Holloway's family to pay him $250,000 for information about where to find her body. An FBI sting operation revealed he was paid at least $25,000 before providing bogus information. That same year, he pleaded guilty to killing Flores in his Lima hotel room. But it was his connection to the Holloway case that captivated the world's attention, with a steady stream of headlines, books, TV movies, and theories about her disappearance, with Vandersloot at the center of it all. In 2005, 18-year-old Holloway was last seen leaving a bar late at night with Vandersloot and 2 other men. An extensive search for Holloway lasted years.
It's been a stressful time for me.
Vandersloot was detained and questioned about her disappearance, but no charges were filed against him. Holloway's body was never found. Vandersloot is only expected to be in the U.S. for his trial, then head back to Peru to finish the rest of his sentence in the death of Flores. His attorney overnight said he will fight the extradition charges. And in a statement to the Associated Press last night, Holloway's mother, Beth, said Natalie would be 36 years old now. It has been a very long and painful journey. We are finally getting justice for Natalie.
Christina Ruffini, CBS News, Washington.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy participated in the National Law Enforcement Officers Bike Ride-In today. The Back the Blue ride goes through part of Washington, D.C. and ends at the National Law Enforcement Museum. Following the bike ride, McCarthy took part in a wreath-laying ceremony at the museum to honor fallen officers.
For those in uniform who come home and their paycheck does not go as far, but they still risk their lives because the inflation Democrats have brought it here. We believe there's a better way to do it, bring common sense and responsibility to how our budget is raised.
And several Eastern Kentucky officers are being honored this year, and we're going to have a lot more coverage next week. During his remarks today, McCarthy also blamed the Biden administration for unsafe conditions at the border for law enforcement. After a nearly 30-year hiatus, NASCAR's prestigious Cup Series is returning to North Wilkesboro Speedway in North Carolina. It marks NASCAR's 75th anniversary season. Ahead of the big event, the North Carolina track held an open house for fans to see the revived venue up close. They were able to walk the track, take photos in Victory Lane, and check out Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s famous Sundrop car. The Speedway needed a lot of TLC.
There's trees growing up through the racetrack. Put a safer barrier in so our guys are safe on the racetrack. Pit road is all repaved, concrete stalls, awesome lights out. The surface got a little character. That is nothing but a good thing for our sport.
NASCAR officials say the goal was to renovate and revive it while keeping the vintage feel and tradition intact. A 5th grader in Houston who loves playing music is getting attention for it, lots of attention. A video of him doing his thing has gone viral, and now he has millions of fans. Gerald Harris has the story.
Trayvon Narcisse seems to find an audience every time he picks up an instrument. And this TikTok video of Trey playing in front of his neighborhood friends has gone viral.
I'm surprised because I never knew that this day would come. I knew it would come, but not this early.
Over 3 million people have seen Trey rock out to the music he plays, and sometimes it's a freestyle. Or he plays gospel music, which is part of his musical roots.
It all started in the church, because I grew up in the same church that I learned how to play music in.
Trey's musical journey began when he was just 2 years old, when he started playing the drums. 6 months ago, a family member gave him his first piano, and since then he has been crafting his skills. Now he's nearly a pro.
I've seen other people go viral, but not me.
Trey says he wants to be a musician, own a studio, and tour the world, and meet Chris Brown.
Music, it helps your mind and it soothes you.
Trey has been mostly without words since going viral, and his mom, Destiny, says Trey sometimes shock her with his musical ability.
I'm shocked myself.
And it's not just those in Trey's neighborhood and church that are impressed.
It's the Houston stank face for me. Yeah, okay.
Laura Coleman is the creative director at the American Music Academy. She says Trey's future is bright.
The way that he moves with the music, you can tell that it really is ingrained in him, which is something that's really exciting to see in someone that young.
And despite Trey not being successful in getting me to learn how to play the keys, he's sticking to making music. In fact, some celebrities like producer Tay Keith is gifting him a new piano, speakers, and a MacBook to continue lighting up the world with music.